Hey there, Habs fans! Thanks for clicking that thumbnail. Welcome to Talking Habs. Today's video is going to be an odds and ends video, so I've gathered up a bunch of little stories, and like right up until just as I was preparing for this, stories just coming in today, all kinds of weird stuff from the NHL, from the Canadiens, and it's going to be all right here. Before we get to that, if you are new to this channel and you are a Habs fan like I am, and you want to get more Habs videos and live streams and all that kind of good stuff, contests and stuff like that, subscribe and ring that notifications bell. That's down there, and that'll get you your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge right here at Talking Habs. And if you have any comments about this video, about anything, leave a comment in the comment section. If you, I do a Q&A video every now and then, once a week, hopefully. If you have a question you'd like me to answer, leave that question in the comment section. I will get to that, and I'll answer it in the next video. Now, we have a whole bunch of stories, full board today. So let's get right into them. First off, I'm not the biggest Tom Brady fan, that's for sure. Listen, Tom Brady is not the winningest athlete. No, there's actually two that have the most, and that is in the NBA, it is Bill Russell with 11 championships, and in the NHL, that goes to Henri Richard, the Pocket Rocket, Montreal Canadiens, and he has 11 championships, and I don't know, Tom Brady has 7, and that's great and all that, but it's not 11. So I thought I'd have to say that. This one is not really a news story, but you know what? Nick Suzuki is the #1 center in the Montreal Canadiens, and I defy anybody to challenge that. His ice time is the most. I think he's even starting to get listed. You know, when they put out those lists of the lineup before the games, the first game against Ottawa, Danault's line was listed first. Second game, it was Suzuki. So let's see how it goes for tomorrow's game. But Nick Suzuki's line, that's the #1 line. I think we can start just saying that, not have to, this one, that one, it's Nick Suzuki. So that's personal. That's not out there really right now in a story. Okay, NHL's 3 stars of the week. They were released. First star, David Pastrnak, 5 goals, and I don't have the assists. 5 goals in 3 games played. Patrick Kane is the #2 star with 3 goals and 6 assists for 9 points in 3 games last week. And Jeff Petry is the #3 star of the week. He had 4 goals in 4 games. Now, I don't have his assists either, but his 4 goals in 4 games go to another story here. And Petry ties for the most goals in first 12 games. So Jeff Petry's 6 goals in 12 games so far this season ties him for most goals by any defenseman through the first 12 games over the last 20 seasons. So this is no mean feat. I mean, not a lot of people have been there, right? So he's got 6 goals in his first 12 games, and he ties. I don't know how many people he's tied with, but I don't imagine that's too many. Now, last season, Petry's 6th goal came in his 41st game. So 6 goals in 12 games. He's way ahead of his schedule. If he can keep this up all season, Norris Trophy is not out of the is not. What's the word I'm looking for? Is not out of the likelihood. I don't know. That's good enough. So Jeff Petry on pace for Norris Trophy season. Speaking of, I don't know what speaking of, Yoel Armia, he's back at practice. He is wearing a contact sweater, so that means he's almost ready to go. He's got the 3rd line colors, so I think gray jerseys are for the 3rd line. Right now, I don't think he's going to play against Toronto tomorrow, but it could happen. I just don't think so, because at practice, and we'll go over this, Perry was playing on the first unit. So the power play. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's going to happen with that. But Jeff, I want to call Armia Jeff. Armia is back practicing. He is not in a don't hit me sweater. So that's good news. He should be back and ready to play anytime now. Maybe they're going to wait till after the break, because they have a break coming in after Saturday's game. They have a week off, so they might be waiting for that. I don't know, but he's able to take contact. That's a good thing. Next up, Ryan Poehling and Cale Flurry were taken from the taxi squad and put onto the Laval Rocket roster, the AHL team. And that's no surprise. Games are starting in the AHL. And I imagine that was the reason why they were on the taxi squad. You don't want Poehling, you don't want Flurry sitting on the taxi squad all season, not playing. So in the AHL, they'll get plenty of ice time, and that's the best thing. And I'm glad to see that. I was hoping that would happen. Interesting story. Jake Allen has the best save percentage in the NHL among goalies who have played 5 or more games. So this is interesting in that Carey Price is at number 23 with an .899 save percentage. Now, what really makes it interesting is this. I'm going to be doing a video on why goalies like Carey Price and a lot of the goalies in the league their save percentages are way down, and what would cause this. I think I'm going to do an interesting story on that. There was an interesting article out on that, and I read it, and thanks to Jeff for sending it to me. And I think I'm going to do a story. It might explain what's going on with Carey Price right now. Now, it doesn't explain why why Jake Allen, everybody's calling Jeff. Hey, Jeff, I'm calling everybody by your name. Why Jake Allen has such a great save percentage and Price might not, but it does explain why a lot of the goalies are having this trouble. So I'm going to be doing a video on that in the next day or two. So Jake Allen with a 940, I didn't write it there, 940 save percentage. He's just a little bit above the next guy, but he's leading the league, and that's good to see. Imagine a backup goalie leading the league in something from Montreal. Wow. February 9th, 1995, Montreal trades John LeClair, forward John LeClair, defenseman Eric Desjardins, and forward Gilbert Dion for Mark Recchi and a third-round draft pick. And that was, Mark Recchi was a great player, no doubt, and all that, but they gave up too much to get him, and probably too much in Eric Desjardins. That was a big blow for Montreal. I think that was giving up Eric Desjardins really kind of hurt that defense back then, and I don't know. I think that hurt their chances that year. But that was the year of the Patrick Roy trade, wasn't it? Am I wrong on that? I don't think so. Next up, which way we're going to go? Habs power play units. So the units today in practice, so that's... I'm not sure if it's Tuesday's units or Monday, so I'm sorry. I'm not sure. But the units in practice before the Toronto game are as such. Jeff Petry, first unit now. Jeff Petry's now in the first unit. So they took Weber away from Suzuki. I saw that on Twitter. Honestly, I don't know how to break that down. But Weber's now on the second one, Petry on the first. Suzuki, Toffoli, and Drouin. And here's what I said about Perry. Perry is the net front presence on the first unit and at the goal line. Now, on the second unit, you got Weber on defense. Romanov has been taken off the power play right now. Anderson, Galley, Tatar up front, and KK also up front. I guess the other three are, Anyways, you know what I mean. And KK is the net front presence. So that's interesting that KK's up in the front of the net doing the job that Perry's doing there. Okay, we'll get into the former Hab Ralph Baxter. So this is sad, but Ralph Baxter passed away. He was 83 years old. Let me get what I got on Baxter. He won the Calder Trophy in 1959. He was captain of the Memorial Cup, winning 1958 Montreal Junior Canadiens. He was a 6-time Cup winner, including 2 with Montreal in his first 2 seasons. He played 844 of his 1,032 games with Montreal. In his career, he had 278 goals, 361 assists, 639 points. That's in the NHL. In the playoffs, 116 games, 27 goals, 32 assists, 59 points. He played 12 seasons here in Montreal. He was the guy that was traded to the LA Kings, and Sam Pollock hoped that he would keep the LA Kings higher up than Oakland, because they had Oakland's #1 pick for the following season that they got Guy Lafleur for. So Ralph Backstrom was one of the guys that helped Montreal get Guy Lafleur. Inadvertently, he did nothing on his own. Now, he also played in the WHA for about 5-6 years. He had some really good numbers there. And he coached, I'm not sure what league, but he coached for a number of years as well. So Ralph Backstrom, a really good player here for Montreal back in the day. I I saw him play a little bit, but, you know, he left here, like I said, before Guy Lafleur got here, just before. So that's a sad thing. So condolences to his family and friends. He was 83. He died of after a long illness. I couldn't find out what the illness was. And he was living in Colorado at the time. He's been living in Colorado, let's put it that way. Next up, Wayne Simmonds. So this is for Toronto. Everyone knows Wayne Simmonds was hurt. He took a puck, I think, to the hand. To the wrist, actually, and he's got a broken wrist. He's out for 6 weeks. And yeah, so it'd be interesting to see how that affects Toronto, since we're playing them. That's our next game on Wednesday. We play them Wednesday, I believe Saturday, and then when we come back from that break on the 20th, again, play Toronto. So 3 games out of the next 4 games that Montreal plays will be against Toronto. So it's going to be interesting. He's been replaced, I believe, on the I don't know who's been Kerfoot on the third. I don't know who's replaced him exactly, but yeah, injuries are starting to have an effect on Toronto. Let's see how they hold up. Right now, they're leading the division, and I don't know if they're still leading the league, but they're right up there. Ron Hexdahl has actually, at the time I put this out there, because you see the question mark? At the time I wrote this, wasn't that long ago, it's now been confirmed. Ron Hexdahl is the next GM of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and surprisingly, Brian Burke, who I've really liked watching on that's one of the guys I've liked off of Sportsnet is Brian Burke. And he's been named as the president of hockey operations for the Penguins as well. So I saw it on Twitter that he's finally got Sidney Crosby. So we'll see now. You know what? I have a feeling with these guys there, Crosby is either going to get traded or he's really not. Let me see. Hexdahl, known for building Philadelphia Flyers development system and getting, you know, prospects and all that. Apparently that's what he's good at. I don't like the guy either, but yeah, he's named as the new Penguins GM. Now, last piece of information that came in, actually there's 2 last ones. So as I was trying to get going, I saw that Columbus Blue Jackets announced the retirement of Mikko Koivu. So what's going on in Columbus? Koivu says he hasn't been playing up to standards for himself and for the fans, and he thinks this is the right time to retire. That's the quote from Koivu. But Koivu retired from Columbus. Torts just benched Laine for the last 6 minutes of the second period of the last game and all of the third period. So that didn't take long for that to happen. We'll see how Laine reacts. But I don't know. And now there's a rumor out there that maybe that Torts is acting like this because he wants to get fired. I mean, if he doesn't want to work there, can't he just kind of resign? I don't know. It doesn't make sense that he would do that would kind of tarnish his reputation. So I don't know. But yeah, lots of stuff going on in Columbus. And then the last good news for Montreal, it's a Montreal story, is Cole Caufield. Cole Caufield named Big Ten's third star of the week. 2 games against the Big Ten leading Minnesota team. I don't know what they're called. And he had 3 goals, 2 assists for 5 points in those 2 games. Plus the 2 games before, if you take the weekend before, he had 12 points in 4 games in the last 2 weeks. Cole Caufield on fire, and he's named the third star for the Big Ten Conference in the NCAA. And that's it for today on the Odds and Ends. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you liked the video. If you have any comments about any of this stuff, please leave a comment in the comment section. If you want to ask a question to get into the question and answer video, please do that in this section, in the comment section as well. And if you're new to the channel or maybe you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. Subscribe, ring that notifications bell. That's going to get you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge right here talking Habs. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please stay safe out there. Numbers are getting better, especially where I am. And let's keep going. And peace out, y'all. See you next video. See you next live stream. Bye, everybody.